All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, in the past month, college football head coaches have been getting the pink slip at an alarming rate. And the most surprising move to me came last night when Wisconsin decided to move on from head coach Paul Chryst. Now, in 7 years at Wisconsin, Chryst's record is 67 and 26, while he was 43 and 18 within the Big Ten, which included leading the Badgers to three appearances in the conference championship game over a 4 year stretch. Now, Chryst never had a losing season at Wisconsin, but this year the Badgers started off with a record of 2-3. Included in that was a surprising home loss to Washington State when they were heavily favored. They also got blown out by Ohio State, and then they followed that up by coming home this past Saturday and getting blown out by Illinois. Now, honestly, the Wisconsin program, and this is no disrespect to anybody there, they need a reality check. And I'm talking about this because, yes, Wisconsin has consistently been one of the top programs in the Big Ten for some time now, but they got to face reality from the standpoint that this is a program that does not consistently get top tier recruits to come play for them. And that's what it comes down to. Wisconsin, for a long time, has really relied on their system. They relied on guys who might not have gotten the pub coming out of high school. And to their credit, Wisconsin has done well with that because they've consistently sent quality linebackers to the NFL. And of course, their lineage at running back over the last 25 to 30 years is second to none in college football. But with that said, where are the top guys at the wide receiver position? Where are the top guys at the quarterback position as far as the kids coming out of high school? They're not going to Wisconsin. And the thing is like Wisconsin is still playing with the 3 yards and a cloud of dust mindset. That's all well and good, and you're going to win games, but you're not going to get those quality kids coming into your program. And for me, when I see this, pride just got in the way of the Badgers because they got embarrassed by Ohio State. But who doesn't get embarrassed in Columbus by Ohio State? But I think the icing on the cake for Wisconsin came due to the fact that they got dominated by Illinois this past Saturday at home. And of course, Illinois is coached by Brett Bielema, the former Badgers head coach. And basically, Bielema beat Wisconsin at their own game as far as playing Badger ball. So I think that that rubbed a lot of people there the wrong way. And when it was all said and done, they felt like a coaching change needed to be made. Now, Wisconsin as a program has Ohio State dreams on a very small scale budget. You look at Ohio State and they've dominated the Big Ten for some time now, and obviously Michigan is getting back to that level. But schools like that, they consistently get the top kids coming out of high school, and on top of that, they consistently put guys in the NFL. You look at Ohio State in recent years, it's not just about the draft picks that they're sending to the NFL. How many first rounders uh, is the Ohio State program sending to the NFL? And these are the things that you have to deal with and accomplish if your program is going to go to that next level. Now, at the end of the day, gone are the days in college football where kids are just going to go to a school based on its tradition. As the big time recruits nowadays, and the transfers for that matter, they want to know what can a coach and a program do for them, especially at the quarterback position. And this precedes uh, Paul Chryst time at Wisconsin, as far as Wisconsin being unable, to have those quality kids play quarterback, as far as guys that were going to be able to take their games to the next level. And that is something to me that has really hindered this program. Now, again, with that said, I really do think that Wisconsin hit the panic button here. You're 2-3 and you're 0-2 in the Big Ten. I get it. But everybody else in the Big Ten West is 1-1. And with the exception of Illinois, you play the rest of these teams in your division. Nobody And I repeat, nobody is running away with the Big Ten West. You go back and look at last season. Wisconsin got off to a slow start. They were 1-3. They lost by 28 in Chicago to Notre Dame, and then they lost by 21 at home against Michigan. They got into Big Ten West play, and they didn't lose again until their regular season finale when they lost at Minnesota. But then they came back and won their bowl game against Arizona State to finish off a 9-4 season. So, with that said, what did you expect, or what do you expect if you're Wisconsin? I think right now, obviously, Jim Leonard is coming in to take over. He's a defensive coordinator, and of course, a former UW alum. But it's a situation where I think the Badgers have an opportunity to win some games under him. And honestly, no disrespect to him, but I feel like they could have won these games with Paul Chryst, because you look at their schedule coming up, all winnable games at Northwestern this Saturday, at Michigan State the following Saturday. They're home for Purdue, they're home for Maryland, at Iowa, at Nebraska, and then they finish up at home against the Golden Gophers. All of those contests are winnable if you're Wisconsin. It's just the fact that, you know what, at the end of the day, just like it is in every other conference, there are tiers, especially when you go to these mega conferences that we see. Ohio State is here. You got Michigan and maybe Penn State, on this level right here. Penn State, I mean, Michigan State is taking a step back down, and then there's everybody else. And that's where Wisconsin lies in as far as the talent goes. So it's a reality check. They got to deal with it. I think this was a panic button move right here. And to me, I felt like it was unnecessary. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I think Paul Chryst will bounce back, maybe not as a head coach, collegiately, maybe as an assistant coach on the offensive side of the ball. But to me, I really felt that he was a perfect coach for this program in the mode of Barry Alvarez and Brett Bielema, guys who are just going to stick there and be consistent and get you 8 or 9 wins a year, and potentially, make some runs at the Big Ten title coming out of the Big Ten West. But the bottom line is, you can win the Big Ten West as much as you want to, as long as you have to consistently deal with facing Ohio State, facing Michigan, and possibly Penn State or Michigan State in that Big Ten championship game coming out of the Big Ten East, you're going to have a problem. And then on top of that, we haven't even talked about USC and UCLA coming to the Big Ten in a couple of years. So it's not going to get any easier, as this is just the way it is right now. So for Wisconsin, they push the panic button, and let's see what the next step for this program is, as in their mind, they want to try to remain relevant in the Big Ten. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.